Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Hydrofoam. So they're calling this one a Mega Motueka and Citra-hopped IPA that comes in at 7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. And this can is approximately 4.5 weeks old. And I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to Hop Butcher for this beer. So big thanks to them. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies and they hooked me up with. I'm really excited about this one because I had no idea Mega Motueka existed, so I looked it up. And basically, it's a combination of Motueka hops and Phantasm, which is a thiol derived from white grape skin. So they combined it and they call it Mega Motueka. So this one has that hop and Citra, and I'm here for it. 4.5 weeks old, still pretty damn fresh. And we're gonna crack it open and get in the glass, see what we got going on here. So yeah, anyway, let's give it a pour. So, So that doesn't look like, like a lot of Hop Butcher haze. It kind of has like an old school IPA look to it, but hazy. Interesting. I don't know what to really think about that. So I did not look at the tasting notes. We will read them at the end if I remember, but I tried not to look at them. So anyway, yeah, that has this really hazy, deeper, dark orange color. Hold it up to the light. You can't see through it for sure. You can't even, slight, maybe a very slight shadow, but you really can't make anything through that. Almost a two-finger of an off-white, super creamy looking head, murky, turbid, the whole nine. It looks beautiful, especially in the hashtag proper glassware. But not really, but kind of, but whatever. Top Butcher glass, sure. Anyway, nose. Ooh. Wow, that's different. Ooh. Hang on, what the fuck is happening right now? This smells like a hazy combined with like a West Coast, but then there's like a newer kind of West Coast feel to it. It's like all over the place. Like, first I think I'm getting a citrus. I'm getting orange, I'm getting grapefruit, even a little bit of lemon lime, probably from the Motueka. But then I'm getting berries, like like a raspberry or maybe even like a blueberry. We'll say nondescript berries in general, but berries for sure. There's stone fruit, there's peach, there's apricot, maybe a bit of mango. But I'm also getting a little bit of maltiness. There's a little bit of like this kind of biscuity, bready, almost slight caramel thing going on. And then it has this pine kind of piney floral scent as well. This is all over the like I can't, wow. If I was doing this blind, I wouldn't know where to begin with this. It smells like 3 or 4 different IPA styles. You could say West Coast IPA, you could say modern West Coast IPA, you could say generic hazy IPA, you could say probably American IPA. I don't know. I like it, but there's a lot going on in the nose. It's super complex, but somewhat disjointed. Every time I go back, there's something else that hits me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. All right, I'm going to stop smelling. I'm going to give it a taste because I really can't get anything else out of it. So cheers, everybody. Thanks again to Hop Butcher. This is maybe the most unique beer I've ever had from Hop Butcher for me. I'm not sure what to make of this beer. Like, I don't really know. I wish I did. I'm getting a little bit of boozy. This is 7%. Very dry beer. Not a ton of bitterness. Decent bitterness, but more dry than bitter. All right, body mouthfeel. Remember, 7%. Body's medium, maybe a touch over. 7% is fine. The mouthfeel, it looks to me like it's going to be soft, smooth, maybe creamy, but it has like a almost approaching moderate carbonation, a little bit more effervescent than I anticipate. It does have a nice smooth kind of quality, but there's no creaminess. It's not super soft or anything. So body and mouthfeel are okay. They're fine, solid. The taste. You come to the Beer Patrol, hopefully, to see my take on a beer, and I try to let you know I'm really struggling to tell you what I'm tasting because it's kind of different. I think up front I'm getting that A little bit bready caramel, like malt character. Dives underneath the palate, but it's there. Then I'm getting a boatload of different citrus. There's white grapefruit, there's like a mandarin orange, and lemon lime. All intertwined. It's very citrus heavy at the front of the palate. Passes through. I get a little bit of that stone fruit. You could say peach, you could say apricot, you could say mango, something in that realm though. There's a juiciness in general to the beer. It's not really sweet though. It's more like juicy at the front of the palate. I get a pop of like a berry midway through. And again, it's like a nondescript berry. It's like almost like honestly like an underripened berry, like almost like an underripened raspberry or blueberry or blackberry, something in that realm where it doesn't have like the sweetness. It's not candied. It's not super sweet. It's just kind of, berry-esque. And then finishes with a slight piney, floral, earthy. Yeah, I'd say more earthy than anything. The alcohol I got on the first couple sips, I'm really not getting it now, so I don't know what that was all about. This is super unique, strange, different. I think I dig it. I don't think it's anything amazing, but I dig it. The finish, really dry. There's a mild to moderate bitterness, but closer to mild. This is more like mildly bitter, big dryness. Again, it's such a strange, like all the characteristics I'm probably saying doesn't seem strange, but like as a whole, like when you combine everything, it's just a weird beer for me. I don't know. It's almost like this is a new school, like modern West Coast IPA that is hazy, but also has some like New England IPA qualities. I'm not sure I really had a beer like this before. We pour in the rest of it and just see if anything happens. Maybe there's some chunks and shit, but no, a beer like this, like a lot of times with the hazy beers from, the super hazy beers from Hop Butcher, it's just like crazy, but let me take one more sip and then I'm gonna lock in the score. Didn't really do much. I think I enjoy this beer, but my brain, and probably after I turn off the camera, it's still not gonna stop processing what I'm drinking because it's really weird to me, this beer. It's somewhat disjointed, but it's super complex. And I just don't know what to expect out of it. I shouldn't say I don't know what to expect out of it. I don't know what my expectations were of this beer, but I also don't know like what my final conclusion of this beer is. Like I don't know where I thought the beer was going to be and where it actually is. I guess the Mega Motueka and the Citra gave me more like I'm going to get lemon lime. I'm going to get a lot of citrus. I'm going to get some stone fruits. There's going to be a sweetness here because of what Hop Butcher does. But like this, the look of it just, again, it looks more of like an old school, like hazy or like a hazy from a bigger brewery where it's a little bit darker and just, I don't know. This is, I do enjoy this beer. I actually enjoy it, but not as much as I thought I was. I guess we'll go with that. So Hydrofoam from Hop Butcher. I'm actually going to give this, I'm going to give this a low 4 out of 5 and go 3.9 out of 5. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 3.9. I was debating high 3.75, low 4. I'm going to go low 4 only because I do like the individual flavors. It's just disjointed. But I do like what's here. Like I do. I do dig it. It's just kind of strange. So I'm going to give it 3.9 to be kind. But whether you say this is a 3.8, 3.9, it's not a 4. So there it is. Now, tasting goes, we'll read in a second. But yeah, 3.9 out of 5. I think that's the best I can do on this one, honestly. It's just a weird fucking beer. I might have to drink my other can in a couple weeks and see how it progresses, but strange. Tasting notes, juicy mango. I could get down with that. I did say juicy at one point. I did say stone fruits. I said in order though, peach, apricot, and mango. So juicy mango could see. Candied berry, what did I say? This is not candied. But berry, yes. Nondescript berry, sure. Candied, definitely not for me. It was like underripened berry, but that's fine. And then bright tropical, that's a catch-all. Yeah, I said some tropical fruits in here, so sure. So tasting notes are fine, but like, I don't know. This is like one of the strangest beers from Hop Butcher, and it shouldn't be this strange. 2 hops, 7% IPA. What's to be like kind of, I don't know. Price point availability, probably 15 or 16 bucks a 4-pack in the Chicago land area. If it gets distro, whether it's on Tavor or your neck of the woods or maybe another online site, you're probably looking at $20 to $21 a 4-pack. At least that's typically what The IPAs and the double IPAs from Hop Butcher, and when they hit my area, they're anywhere between like $20 to $22 typically for the 4-pack. You're going to pay more when you get distro, so I'm fine with that. But if you're in Chicago, great bang for buck, Hop Butcher in general. And availability to Hop Butcher, you find them in a lot of different locations. If you can get beers delivered to you from Tavour. They do get on Tavour occasionally. There's some online sites. You just go to Google's shopping search and type in Hop Butcher. You'll find some Hop Butcher beers on different sites that will potentially deliver to your neck of the woods. And if you're in a bigger city in the US, you should be able to find some of their stuff occasionally. Not every single big city, but some. So if you've seen Hop Butcher stuff in the past, you might see it again in the future. Here in Buffalo, New York, we typically get drops of their stuff every 4 to 6 weeks. We usually get a couple beers, 2 to 3, and it is what it is. So anyway, I always say this at the end of every review because it's part of my spiel and my outro or whatever, but I do honestly believe what I'm saying when I ask this. Like, I want you to do this if you can. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. What did you get out of this? Did this one taste kind of similar to what I'm tasting for you? Was it different? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I think, again, it's an enjoyable beer. I do dig it. I think I was expecting a little bit more out of it, but it's also still just fucking with my mind as I close out this review. So I'm going to drink the rest of that, and as I finish it, I'm probably going to have more of a closure on the beer, but I don't know. Anyway, post in the comment section. Let me know if you've had this one before. Also, I like the can art. It's simplistic, but I just love it. Like, what is that? Is that like foam that the letters are hanging out on, and it's just like, or a cloud or something? Dan Jessa is just... he's great. Anyway, huge thanks to Hop Butcher for this beer. Thanks everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Until the next one. Cheers.